Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Today we are going to discuss Odoo 18 Studio module. I'm Shabna, Odoo Functional Consultant from Cybrosys Technologies, and I'm your host for today. Let's wait for some time. Let the other journeys join. Okay, so before going to the session, let me introduce about my company, Cybrosys Technologies, the world's largest Odoo app contributor, with over 16 years of experience in delivering cutting-edge solution. Our company has become a trusted name in the Odoo ecosystem. As an Odoo official partner, we specialize in providing high quality, customized ERP solution to business of all sizes, helping them streamline operation and achieve growth. We have 300 plus team members working across the border and have successfully served more than 3,000 clients in over 150 countries. Our impact is not only in the client satisfaction but also in the 100,000 plus downloads of our Odoo apps. It's a testament to our commitment to innovation and quality. We have published 15 plus Odoo books in different versions and creating blogs and resources that help millions of users in around the globe. With round the clock support and 24 by 7 availability, we ensure that our clients always have access to the expertise. Our vision is simple, empowering the business through Odoo solution and staying at the forefront of ERP innovation. Why Odoo ERP? Odoo ERP is known for its modular structure, design, scalability, and flexibility and user friendly. It offers everything from sales, purchase, inventory, accounting, CRM, point of sale. Then comes the manufacturing, project, website and e-commerce and HR management, all in one integrated solution. Company can start with few modules and scale up as needed, making it flexible for both small business and large enterprises. When we look into Odoo's user interface, it is very easy to use and ensures a smooth user experience. This will reduce the learning curve for new users and make it easier for companies to adopt the platform without extensive training. Odoo provides seamless integration between different modules and support customization through an open source platform. This make it attractive for business looking to tailor the software to their specific need without heavy reliance on external vendor. And Odoo eliminates the need for separate tools for offering by offering an integrated suite of business application, which is a unified system that helps business to avoid the pitfalls of fragmented software solution. Odoo benefits from large community of developers, partners, and users contributing to its growth. Regular updates and feature enhancement, like as we seen in Odoo 18, keep the platform relevant to evolving business needs. Compared to other ERP solutions, Odoo is relatively affordable with open source auctions and transparent pricing. These factors collectively position Odoo as competitive ERP solution for business aiming to balance functionality, flexibility, and cost. So as we know, Odoo 18 is not just another version, it's a revolution that packed with powerful new features, seamless improvements, and innovation tools designed to transform the way businesses operate. So, our main agenda of this webinar is to dive into the studio module and its functionalities. So, we are going to include the contents, how to build an app using Studio, also how to edit the existing apps. and creating models, fields, setting views, setting filter rules, PDF reports, automation rule, studio approval, webhooks, etc. With the use of Odoo 18 Studio module, user can create as well as modify the application inside Odoo environment without knowing how to code. Because of its simple drag and drop interface, organization may customize their Odoo to fit certain operational needs. There are certain key features of Odoo 18 Studio module. First one is no code application development, which means even individuals without programming experience can create an alternate application with ease by just dragging and dropping the components. Okay, next is custom field creation. So, in order to capture crucial business data and provide more customized data structure, it is simple to add custom fields to a pre-existing model, as mentioned just before, using drag and drop with components. Then we'll be having the ability to customize the view. So users will be able to create and alter different view including list, dashboard and forms to display the data in a manner consistent with the business procedure. And automation of workflow. Establishing automation guideline to increase productivity and decrease the manual labor in operation. Okay. Then we'll be having the ability to design the report. We'll be having the ability to create unique PDF report to satisfy certain reporting requirement while guaranteeing that the information is delivered to stakeholder in the format of their choice. Also, to improve the governance and compliance, we'll be able to set up approval rules. So, implementing approval workflows to monitor and control business process that need authorization. Odoo 18 Studio module give business the ability to customize the platform to meet their specific requirements, increasing operational flexibility and efficiency. Okay, so let's get into the live demo. We'll be discuss how a new application can be created and how the existing application can be edited using Studio module. So I'm on the dashboard of Odoo, where you can find I have installed some modules. Now moving to App Store, under the category customization, will be having the module Studio module. So activating this Studio module will install the Studio in your dashboard. So you can find here a Studio toggle module. Using this Studio toggle, we'll be actually creating new modules and we'll be able to update or uh, Studio customizations can be done in the existing module. So moving to the Studio toggle, so you'll be having the ability to create new application from here. Also, you'll be having the ability to change the background of the screen and you can export and import the modules as well. Okay, so clicking on the new app allows you to create the Studio application, that is new Studio app. So clicking on the next, and here you will be able to choose your app name. Suppose I'll be creating a library management module, so I can add the name of the application that I have been creating using the Studio module. Okay, and here you will be have the ability to design the icon of your application. Here you can change the um, icon and the color can be changed here. This is a background color, so I'll be keep it as white as well, or you can upload if you have any icon regarding this particular application, you can upload it from here. Okay, so moving to next, now you'll be having the option to create your first menu. Okay, so you can add the first menu over here. You can be actually use the use any existing model or new model for that. Okay, so when you create a new model, you can choose to add up 14 features to speed up the creation process. Suppose I'll be adding um, orders over here, and here it is. I'll be choosing as new model. Okay. So going to next. So these are the suggested features for the new model. That is, there are 14 features by default it provided to speed up the creation process. So this feature actually bundle fields, default settings, views that are usually used together to provide some standard functionality. Most of these features can be added later on, but adding them from the start makes the model, uh, you know, model creation process much easier. Okay. Furthermore, these features interact together in some cases to increase a usefulness as well. So for that, I'll be using the contact details. I may require the contact detail and maybe require the notes. I'm using chatter, archiving, again tags I'm using, and date and calendar I'm using. Also user assignment. So this much fields I'm using currently, and I'm clicking on the create your so it will be redirected you to the form view where you can find all the added fields will be updated in the form view. Okay. Now you'll be having there are certain components that you can just drag and drop to the form view and make user appropriate label for each of the fields. Now actually this is a model we have been created, that is orders is a model we have created. Actually this model determine the logical structure of the database, and that is how data is stored or organized and manipulated. But consider a model as a table of information that can be linked with other table as well. That is, it represents the business concept like sale order, contact, or product. We are actually creating module for library management. So this modules and apps contain various elements such as model, views, data files, etc. Okay, so that we have been added, and you can see there are some default views available. You can add more views. Reports can be generated. Automation rules can be added. Webhook automations can be added. Access control and filter rules can be set. Here you can set up and the pipeline. So clicking on the add a pipeline option allows you to add the field properties for the uh, pipeline. And here are the three status. So I'm just editing the name of the first status. Instead of first status, second status, and third status, I'll be using new. And here I'll be added as this. I'll be adding to uh, booking, and the third one I'll be updated as returning. Okay, so I can add the stages, different stages over here, and I can confirm. So that will be added the pipeline over here. Here you will be having the ability to add a button. So let me close this. Okay, now moving to the dashboard. Now you can see the basic library management application has been generated, and when you open this, you'll be having the ability to have an menu, order, and configuration. Under this order, we'll be having three views, that is list, calendar, and map view. And also you'll be able to create the order details over here. So currently we'll be having the basic information that we have been added from the wizard at the time of creation, and we can add more fields over here. And we have a configuration menu. Under that the order tags will be over here. So you can create the order, uh, you know, the order tags, and I can create more menus and to it in order to arrange my module properly. Okay, now here I'm opening one of the uh yeah, I'm moving back to orders, and here I'm opening the order form where you can add the name over here. It's actually a description field. Okay. So this is a contact field where you can choose all your contacts. So this is an existing model, and phone number, email, date, all these informations are by default over. So I need to change some of the fields from here. So clicking on the edit option, so here you'll be having new field section and existing field section. New field section, for example, you can add, yeah, that is you're generating new fields to your application. You can just drag this and drop in the form, and you can label and mark several options, like whether you want to open the record or disable creation. So this kind of things you can set up over the an existing field, in the sense, if that particular model contain that certain existing fields which is not in that particular view, you can just drag it from under the existing fields, and you can drop it to the current form view. Okay. So here, instead of contact, I'll be relabel this as, okay, uh, members. Okay. Then if you want, you can add the phone number. This is a phone number, and you can see the widget is for phone. And email, you'll be having certain general properties over here, like help tooltip, placeholder, default value, etc., and the date. So I'm updating this to, again, creation date. Okay. So there is different type of widgets available. It can be a date range or remaining dates or date. Actually, you know, the widget is how the data is presented and formatted on the UI is defined by the widget. Okay, that is, each of the fields have multiple different widgets that represent how it defined in the view. Okay, so basically, when you try to add, you'll be having this components, tabs and columns. So you'll be able to add tabs over here. So you can see a tab over here. This are actually column. This is a second column. Here also we'll be having two column. If you want to add more column, you can just drag and drop it to here. So the field structure, the model of the database, if you consider a model as a table or spreadsheet, fields are the columns where data is stored in different rows, and fields also define the type of data that is stored within them. You can choose from 20 fields in Odoo, as some field types are available more than once with a different widget. So as you are considering the text field, the member, you can see this is the mini to one field where you'll be having different widgets. Okay. Again, okay, let me remove this. Okay, if you want to remove this, you can just simply go over here and you can remove it from the view. So it will be removed from the view, but the field still will be there in the field section under the technical settings, so you can remove it from there as well. And what I'm just going to do is I'm creating a new menu. Okay, before going to field, let's create two more models. One is for customers and others, and another is for book category. Okay, so I'm here, I'll be having edit menu option. So we'll be having basically two menu. I'll be going to edit menu option. Here I can create a new menu, and I'll be creating a parent menu, say uh, customers, okay, customers and others. I'm confirming. So a menu has been generated over here. Under that, I need to generate two uh, sub module, sorry, sub model. which can be one is existing one. For existing one, I'll be using the contacts. Okay, the menu name is customer, or I'll be choosing it as um, members. It's an existing field, and that is existing model. Existing model is contact. So confirming. So you can find the members over here, which is a sub menu. I'll be putting it under the authors and customers. And again, I'll be creating one more new model for authors. Okay, so if I'm trying to configure a new model, again you will be allowed to choose any of this, and this time chatter is required, and tags I'm using custom sorting and archiving. Basic information I require the name only, name of the author need to be added. No more other details have been added, so I can create simply a menu. So that will be creating a menu. So I'm just keep it just to over here. So this will be considered as sub menus under customers and others, and I can also rearrange it by simply dragging and dropping, and I'm confirming. Okay, let's close this. So you can find the library management module where you can have the orders menu, then customer and authors parent menu. Under that you'll be having members in the sense the existing model we have been used the contact, but it name as members. And we have authors in order to keep the name of the book authors, and also we'll be having order tags and author tags. Now again moving to over here, um, and I'll be creating one more menu, which is books. Okay, so I'm creating name over here books, and I'm creating a new model. Here I'm configuring the model with I need a publishing date, so I just use the date and calendar, and picture of the book need to be recorded. I need to add some notes or comments regarding this book, and the chatter and the tags required, then the monetary value of the book, etc., need to be added. Okay, so we have one more menu that arrange and confirm, and now I have been closed this. Okay, now you can see the orders menu the and members, authors and books, and then comes the configuration. Now moving to uh, books. Here you can see the list view, calendar view, then comes the pivot table and graph view are available. Okay, so as I'm opening the books, here you can see a form view is actually opening. Okay, so I can add the name of the book, and I need to add more information regarding our book. So clicking on the edit option, that is edit using the studio toggle. Here the field, consider this field. So this field you can see it's a required field. Require in the sense this field is mandatory, and you can make visible the fields invisible based on condition, or you can make it read only as well, etc. So the label, current label is description. I'm changing it as book name. Okay, so this, sorry, so this will be appear at the description as a label over here, and you can add the tooltip uh, name of the book. It's actually you can provide a tooltip for your book to explain the purpose of the field, like add description which will appear inside the tooltip box when when we hover with our mouse over the question mark beside the fields label. Okay, so it will be show this is the name of the book, which is the description that will be shown inside the tooltip box. Okay, so basically this is the character field. You can see this is a character field. You can add a placeholder, like add placeholder name. Here I'm adding as add book name. This placeholder field actually helps to provide an example of how a field should be completed. This text should appear in a light gray color. Like the add book name is this text will appear in a light gray color until any value is added. Okay, and here you can add the dynamic placeholder different and the default value. What if anything has been added, or at the time of opening itself, what should be the default value, you can add it. And the field visibility can be allowed to certain group of people. You can add the access right over here, so only those people, that is only those people under that group will be able to view that. Similarly, you can restrict by forbidding the visibility of group. And if you want to remove this field from view, we can just click on the remove from view as well. Okay. Now it's the date. Okay. So I'll be adding publishing date. Okay. This is a date field. You can find the widget over here. I'll be adding the book publishing date. Okay. Again, here you can provide the uh, publishing date as uh, like this is the publishing date of book. I can add this as a tooltip, and here you can see the widget. Currently, it's a date. You can change the widget to date range or remaining number of days as well, and you can set the minimal precision and maximum precision. And if you want to if anyone enter a future date, you can add a warning on for future date. And if you want to see the contents display, you can enable. Similarly, the placeholder, the earliest accepted date, last updated things, etc. You can add. So the for the minimal precision, if I'm adding months or years, only that minimal precisions can be chosen. Okay, if I'm using years and I'm closing this, so I'll be able to choose it through date. So this is a minimal precision. So if I'm going to back to this minimal precision uh, for days. Okay, so this will be the minimal one. You can you know this will be the minimal one to choose. Okay, then I'm moving back to that book view where a form view is open. So publishing date has been added, and also this is an monetary field. Okay, monetary field is actually to update the price or cost of the item. Here I'm updating the value, the label value to post. Okay, so the post of product can be added. Similarly, the post of book is a tooltip that can be provided. And again, you can see the currency and widget. So that is, we can see the currency over here, and which should be hide the simple or not. So you can find the simple is hidden or not, and the placeholder, what is the default value. If it is integer, the default value is taken as 0. Okay. Then again, we have the ability to allow the visibility to certain groups and forbid, that is prevent the visibility to certain groups. Okay. If it is, I'll be keeping this field as mandatory, and there is an invisible field. Okay. So you can make invisible this required and read only fields through conditional method as well. Now moving to add option, I'm adding a tab over here. Okay. And this I'll be labeling as book description. Okay. So this will allow you to add a book description note under this tab. And by clicking on this plus icon, you can add uh, more tabs. Okay, so for this new page, I'll be adding as at the info. Okay, and again, moving to add option, we'll be having the text field. So basically, this is a text field, the short text containing any character. Okay, but its wizard can be different. It can be a text badge or something else, email, URL, font, image, etc. So when you look into over here, you can find that that is email, image, all those are come under the text field, but the widget will be different. Okay, so I'll be adding the book name, and I'm adding uh, one more field over here, multi-line text. Okay, so under the description here, I'll be adding the multi-line text. Okay, so at the multi-line text, uh, here I'm adding the label preface. Okay, let me add a preface of this book under the book description tab. Okay, so that can be added in multi-line text. This is single line text actually. Okay, so you can see uh, the text over here, and this is single line text and multi-line text. For this as well, you'll be having the tooltip, and if you want to enable the line breaks, that is, if you disable this, the complete the text you have been entered will come under single line. If you want to add line breaks and add new contents in the next line, you can just enable the line breaks. Now moving to view, here you will be having the ability to add the option can create, can edit, can delete, and if you want to see this the invisible elements, you can add show invisible elements. So here currency is an invisible element, and when clicking on this, you can see this is invisible. I'm just disabling this, so you can see it's uh in visible state. Okay, I'm just mark it as invisible as well. So this is an invisible field. And moving back to add option, uh, now I need to add author name of this book over here. So using many to one field, I can add authors. Okay, so here I'll be adding author over here. Actually, we have two kind of fields, symbol fields like text, multi-line text, or integer, decimal, etc. And we have related fields which are used to link and display the data from records on another model. So here we are using many to one, which link another record from another model to the record being edited. The record's name from the other model is then displayed on the current record. Here author are many to one field, and this allow many books are linked to one author. And if we are put similarly, if we are creating a book category, we can link the book category under this book. So here we'll be adding the author. Now I'm adding one more many to one field for category. So first I'm adding edit menu, and I'm adding one more menu over here, which is type, or yeah, type of book, and which is a new model. Okay, let's configure it and create menu. So you can see the type of book is over here. I'll be added it over here and confirming, closing. Okay, so you'll be having one more book, that is a type of book. So as I'm opening this will be open a form view. So here I'll be adding fiction, and I'm saving. So if I want to see this records in a list view while opening itself, so I can just click on this, and here we'll be having the details. Okay, and we have a drag and drop option to arrange it. And moving back to this, in the view, you can see you'll be able to create, edit, and delete it. Then in the list view, to the views, here you can see when creating the record, it should be open a form view. Instead of that, I can put record at the bottom. Okay, and if you want to enable mass editing, you can add the mass editing checkbox. So mass editing actually allows editing multiple selector records in a single update, and you will be having another checkbox, that is show link to record. This will give a view button to see more information of this particular record in the form view, and the record can be sorted by sequence or by description. So I'll be keeping it as sequence and in ascending or descending order, and you can add a default group by option. So as I'm opening this menu, the records will be grouped by default under this group by option. So I'll be adding default group by as create on and closing. Now you can see as I'm opening to the type of book, you can see as per the created date, the records is grouped. I just removing that in the view. I'll just removing it, and here I'll be updating uh, it add at the bottom. So whenever I'm creating a new record, it will be add at the bottom, and I need to add a view button to get more information in the form view. I'm opening, so here will be having the view button. As I'm click on this will be open the form view, and as I'm creating new, you can see the next record will be added at the bottom. So here it is, educational. Okay, then add one more, that is poetry, and I'm saving. Okay, so these are the type of book that you can add to books. Okay, so over here you can add that model using the mini to mini field. So here it is, I'll be adding type of book on confirming. Okay, here I'll be adding type of book. So whatever the records you have been added over there, you can add it to this field, and there is some ability to disable the opening, disable creation, disable create, and create an edit option. Okay, so I'm not enabling these check boxes, so I'll be able to open the record information. Again, I'll be able to add, that is create new records over here. Okay, suppose if I'm adding new record novels, I can create and edit. So this is possible. If I'm moving to uh, enabling this checkbox, disable creation in sense it disable both creation and create an edit option. Okay, so now I'll not be able to create from here. Similarly, I'll not be able to use internally to see the details of the record. Okay, so this is how we can add the author and type of book, etc., to the book information. Now, moving back to the authors, let's again add some information over here. In the authors form, let's add the details of author. I'm just removing this contact. If I want to remove this contact, just move to over here and remove from the view. Okay, so this will allow you to remove this field from the view. Now I need to add some text fields. So here it is. I am adding, there is writer ID. Okay, I'll be providing a writer ID, which is a text field, and you can see different that is text widget, and you can see different widgets are available for text, like actually the short text containing any character, and its widget can be badge, copy to clipboard, email, URL, image, etc. So that can be set from here. So this is basically the text with character. Now I'm adding one more field, which is text itself, and I'll be adding the font, and here I'm using the widget font. Okay, I'm putting this writer ID as a mandatory field. Again, I'll be adding uh, text with email. So this is for email, and here I'm using the widget as email. Okay, then I'm adding multi-line text over here. So multi-line text actually enables to add line text. This can be enabled line break, so you can add all this multi-line text in a single line. So if you enable this line break, you will be only allowed to add the lines. That is, line breaks are enabled. Otherwise, you have to add it in a single line. Okay, I'm adding this as address. Then you can see the other things like default value, visibility, and forbid visibility to groups that can be set. Now, again, another field moving to add, where we are going to set an integer and a decimal value. Okay, or we have already seen the monetary value, the date and date time. This can be added, or you can add the selection box, etc. So now I'm using the selection box. Okay, so here personal values I've been added as yes or no. These are the two values of this selection box. The selection is for in order to identify whether the personal discussions or personal meetings are allowed. So meeting allowed or not. So I need a label. Okay, so this is basically the selection yes or no, and you can see the um, edit values yes, no, or custom. Okay, that you can add over here. Then moving to another one, then we have checkbox. So here I'm adding the checkbox over here and adding it as personal contact shared. Okay, so what I have to do is that with this checkbox, once actually this isn't boolean, so if it is checked, then only personal contacts are shared among others. So it's a kind of validation. So I can so I'm changing that is I'm just reposition the font to over here, and I need to set a validation or conditional visibility to the font. Uh, when personal contact sharing is allowed, then only contact number is visible. So I can click on the font and set the condition. So here you'll be having enable SMS, which enable sending SMS message to this person. So I'll be adding conditional visibility over here, and I'm setting uh, that is personal contact shared is not set, then it is invisible. So you can see it over here. That is once um, this writer is allowed to share his contact, then only phone number will be visible. Okay. Otherwise, there is no need to enter the contact details. Okay. Moving back to others and toggle the studio and moving to form view. So you have entered some information over here, and the next you'll be having the ability to add image. You can just drag this and drop over here. So you can find that image will be added at the top position. Okay, here the image has been added, and if you enable zoom, this will enable the zoom, and zoom delay can be added. If you want to convert to WebP format, it's also enabled. So the size have been put it as small. So this is a um, you know image that can be added. Again, moving to add, or you'll be having one to many, many to many, many to many. In the sense, the tags are just like many to many. It's a many to many field. That is a relational field, where it is used to link multiple records from another model to another record. One current model, many to many, is used to link multiple records from another model to multiple records on the current model. This field can use disable creation again, then prevent color addition, disable opening. You'll be able to set domains, contacts, just like many to one. Okay. So this is basically a many to one field. This one, disable creation, means to prevent users from creating a record in the linked model. Okay, and disable opening, in the sense it prevent the users from opening records in a pop-up window, uh, and the domain helps to users only select the right record Now moving back to add option, here we'll be having the file option. Sometimes if people need to attach the file or profile, something like that, so adding the profile and need to upload any attachment, can make use of this. And you can see the widget can be binary image of PDF viewer. So if it is binary, it will be just like upload the file and file can be uploaded, or PDF or image can be added. Then you can add the accepted file extensions over here. And moving to another one, here we'll be having the priority. So priority can be added. It's to make this record favorite, mark favorite or important, or to record the satisfactory level, etc. Then this field is a type of selection field actually, with priority widget values predefined. Consequently, the badge radio selection widget have the same effects described under the uh, selection. Okay, so you can set up the and auto save options are there. If you want to edit the value, you can edit. So you can see there are actually 4 values. One star represent low, high, and then comes the very high. The normal represent to 0. Now moving to add option. Again, now we'll be having the signature. Okay, so I'll be adding signature over here. So the widget, you can see its signature. If you want to prefill it with the display name of the writer, you can mention the display type, and preview image field can be set. The size have been set to small, so that will be updated. Okay, so I'm closing. Let's see the details. So all this data can be added over here. Suppose I'll be having uh, William as my writer, whose writer ID is WR234. Address can be added. Street number 34. In the next line, I'm adding the country India. So multiple lines are allowed here, and email can be added, william@example.com. Then again, tags can be used. So multiple tags can be used, and in it requires any records to be imported. So I'm just randomly added one. Here the priority can be set as high. Again, image can be added. I'm not adding now. If meeting is allowed or not, we can mention it. If personal contacts are allowed to share, we can enable this. Then the font is visible. So the font has been added, and this is a signature. And here you can see the auto load option, draw and load. So auto draw can make you uh, load the display name as a default value with different fonts, and you can draw or you can load it from the system. Okay, so these informations have been added. So the basic information you have been added in the view. There are more fields like other fields, and moving to uh, views. Currently, you will be having that form view, search view, and you can activate whatever the view you require. So this is a default view. Okay. So if you, this is actually set as a default view, that is a list view. If you want to see that in the campaign view, you can set this as default. And if you want to activate any other view, maybe pivot, etc., you can enable that. So views actually, in the sense, they displays the data contained in this particular model. Okay, So a model can have several views. Actually, it's a method of showing the same data in a different way, either in a form view or in search view, activity view, Kanban view, etc. So the in studio views, this entire views are organized in different category. One is general view, which includes form view, search view, and activity view, and multiple records view, where it consists of Kanban, list, and map view. If you want to activate, you can just click on activate. Then you will be having the timeline views. Then you'll be having that calendar, cohort, and Gyan view. So if I want to activate the calendar view, I can just click on activate button. Okay, and you will be having the create option. So from the calendar view itself, you will be able to create, and you'll be having different options over here, like based on start and end date, delay field, the color, all day. So these things you'll be able to adjust. And again, moving to other views, you'll be having the report view. One is pivot table and graph. So inside the pivot table, you can find, you can access records from the cell, and you can add the group column, and which is the row grouping in the first level. Also, if you require the second level, you can also add. So in the first level, it's provide us description. Here it is the count. Okay, so I'm closing this and moving to others. So you'll be having currently it's the default view is in uh, Kanban view. You'll be having list view and activity view. Then comes the pivot table and the calendar view. Okay, from here you'll be having the ability to see the information in list view, and I'm just making this list view as the default view itself. Let me show you one more thing on this customization. So moving back, so now you can see this is the list view, and when you open this, you can see different fields are there. So if you want to add any of the field from the form view to the list view, that's also possible. So just simply click on the toggle icon, and you will be having the existing view. So this is the thing I have previously mentioned. You can add the existing views from the form view to this list view. Okay, so here if I need to add the writer ID, just add this and put it over here. Okay, so here you can see the writer ID. Again, I'm moving to existing record. Here I'm adding priority, and this can be moved to over here. So basically that information will be populated to this list view. Here let put this field as required. Okay, and here as well we have added a conditional on phone number, based on the phone number. So I'll be adding all the information again and creating new. This time I'll be adding one for Richard, and with writer ID 567 and street 27. Email has been added as Richard at abc.com, and I'll be adding the tag educational writer, and he can upload the file, and I'll put the priority is very low, and image meetings are allowed or not, this can be added, and sharing phone number is not allowed, and added the sign. So the basic information regarding the people has been updated. Now And on moving to the other information, you will be able to see the data over here. So maybe this might not be the right field. So I'm editing, just removing this from the view. Okay. Then adding the existing view, checking for priority over here. Okay. So this is a correct field. That's fine. And here again, maybe this might not be the right field. I'm just removing this and checking for writer ID. This one adding over here. Okay. So the data from the form view can be taken to the list view from the existing fields. Now let's see how filter rules can be added to this record. So for that, open the toggle button. Here you'll be having the filter rules, and you can see this is based on writer ID. Here we have description, the priority, and all. So I can create filter rules over here. So clicking on the new button enables you to add the filter rule. So I can add default filter rules or not, and here I'll be using as high. Instead of that high priority, I'll be adding favorites. Okay. Then if you want to add it to available for particular user, you can add. Otherwise, it will be used. It can be used for anyone, and it come under the model order. And I'm considering this as the default filter. And here I'm setting the rule like the priority is equal to very high. Okay, so this will be considered as a record with high priority, and I'll be having two records where I'll be adding the others. Now I'm considering this favorite, so you can see those one with the high priority, which will be considered as a favorite. So this will be considered as a default filter over here. So I'm again setting a filter rule from here itself. I'm just clicking on this search in order to change, that is in order to add filters and separated to over here. So I'll be adding a filter over here that is low, like low priority, and here I'll be adding a priority set to low. Again, I'll be adding one more filter over here, which is high priority. Then comes the filter priority, which is equal to high. So this will be considered as the two filters I've been applied over here, and are we also possible to add separators. So just drag the separator over here, and I'm closing. Now you can find that separator over here, and if I'm considering this is for low and very high, so if I'm taking high priority, there is no record, and but here we'll be having only high priority record, and when I'm taking the low priority, we get the low priority record. So in this way the filter rules can be applied. Now let's see how automation rules can be set up. So here in the token, you can have automations and webhook automation. So moving to automations where you can create the automation rules. Actually, these automation rules are used to trigger automatic changes based on some user action or some email events, or based on some timed condition, or based on some external events. Okay. So we have webhook automation as well. Actually, these are the automation rules triggered when an external event like user defined HTTP callback, when an external system sends a data to an Odoo webhooks URL with a data file. That is, Odoo respond with predefined action in the database. For example, if a sale order is confirmed in an external point of sale system, a webhook can update the Odoo's inventory, ensuring the real-time communication and synchronization. So for that, you will be able to set up the webhook automation over here. You can set up on which model this webhook automation need to be set and what action you need to do. So these things you can update over here. Now moving to automations, here you will be able to create a symbol automation. So for that, here I'll be creating an automation rule for stage change. Okay, suppose for a library order, if the customer information have been updated, its state need to be moved to the next stage. That is, once customer has borrowed the book, or the borrower or the member has borrowed it, the state has to be moved. For that, we have to create a stage change. So it should be based on uh, any condition. You can set it over here. So actually I'm creating in model orders. Okay. So for the library order, I'm going to trigger this automated action, and trigger is based on saving uh, okay, the data, and I'll be, yeah, for this, which field need to be update. So that we have to update over here. So before that, let me save and close. And moving to orders, in the orders form, we have some basic information. Let me add the member information over here. Suppose I'll be adding a minute to one field over here, and it is, um, you know, that contact information. From the contacts, I'll be taken, and these are the borrower. So I'll be added uh, borrower. Okay, so once this field has been updated, because the book has been taken by some person, so the the stage has to be moved from new to booking. So initially consider the stages in new. Now I'm moving to automation rule. Here I'm creating uh, an automation on order uh, by triggering a save option here when updating the borrower field, and you can add an action in order to update the record, or you can create activity, or you can send email and send SMS. So updating which record and which value, you can set it over here. If it is creating activity, you can define what activity need to be performed, who is the responsible person. This thing you can add. Then you can send SMS, send her email. So for that, we'll be having to choose the SMS template as well as the email template. Okay, so the message content in the email template and SMS template would be sent to the customer. Then we'll be having the ability to add and remove followers. If you want to create any record, if you want to create any record, what record you need to create, that you can mention over here. And you can execute with Python code. Also, webhook notifications, to send webhook notification and execute existing action. So here will be have this much action we can do. So first I need to update the record, or you can compute. So compute in the sense, you can add a you know and Python function can be added, Python expression can be added over here. So I'm adding a simple one to update. Here I'll be adding update the borrower field. Um, sorry, need to update the pipeline stage, right? So pipeline status bar need to be booking. Okay, that is when the borrower field is updated on save, the pipeline status need to be changed. So in this record here, uh, you know, the basic informations, font, email, creation date, all these things are updated, and here I'm adding a borrower and I'm saving. You can see now the state has been to booking. So in this way you can create more automations. Suppose going back, I'm removing this borrow field. Again, you can create multiple actions as well. So maybe if I need to add some follower, I can add a follower on order, trigger on save itself, and okay, borrower field. And here I need to, add follower as Jarvis. Okay, so you can add this, and again I can add one more action, uh, which is creating some activity. So this time you can choose activity. So I need to upload the document, and here I'll be adding booking, upload, booking info, and this will be in 0 days, and I'll be assign this to a public, to a demo as a responsible person. Okay, so I have two record rules like this, and if I'm adding Azure over here and I'm saving, this will be moved to booking, as well as the second rule has been updated. You can find an activity has been scheduled for mark demo for today. In order to upload booking info, again you can see jar Willis has been added as a follower. Okay, so this is how we add automation in Studio module. Now let's move to other type of fields. Okay, so here I'm moving to toggle icon where you can find the date and time as well. Suppose for this book lending borrower we have been assigned as Azure Interior, we'll be able to add the date time, which is the widget is date and time. Also, we'll be able to set the date range and remaining days. So you can see the date range things. So here you'll be able to add the start date and end date, and the minimal precision and maximal precision can be provided. Also, by enabling this feature, future dates can be won and contents display can be set up. Then whether seconds need to be shown in time, and this is to show time along with the date. And if you want to set up it as a range of date, like you should need a start date and end date, you can provide this. And also time interval placeholder, earliest accepted date and latest accepted day. So those things you can set. So here if I'm providing today, I'll be able to give the earliest date as today, previous dates are not allowed. So moving back to the another widget, that is remaining number of days. So this will provide the remaining days. And I'll be adding a widget date range actually over here, and here I'll be adding period. Here I'll be adding tooltip, can be road to customer, Okay. So you can add the start date. So it's actually start date and end date are dates. Then set up the maximal and minimal precisions. And I'm saving. So here you'll be able to add the period. Moving to over here to the period. I'm just removing this. Start and end date has been given, and I need to show this as range. Okay, so then it will appear in range with start date and end date. There is a start date can be added and an end date can be added. Okay, so I'll be adding from today. Uh, so sorry, the start date can be 25th and end date will be 7th of next month. Okay, so this is a date range where you can see the time in seconds as well. If you don't want to add the seconds, you can just remove the seconds, so seconds will not be available. If you don't want to see the time again, you can uh, remove the time as well. Okay, so moving to the next. So here then we'll be having the ability to add lines and file. This also we already have been added. Now we'll be having the line section where the lines, I'll be adding the lines over here. Okay, so we can see the lines can be added. So it's actually a field used to create a table with rows and columns. Actually, to modify columns, we can simply click on this, and if you want to edit, update the list view, you can edit it. And if you want to edit it in the form view, you can edit. Suppose I'll be editing the form view. Here I'll be adding description and maybe another date field. I'll be add as updated on. Then okay, this will be added as one description. Okay, just like feedback or something like that, you'll be able to add, or notes you can add just like this. Closing. So yeah, again the name you can update from new lines to feedback. I'm closing. Then here, when you open this, you'll be able to add the form view to this form view. Here you can add the feedback. See zip code, and it is updated on today. I'm saying so the information you can add it over here. Similarly, the same thing you can put it to list view. So this one you can define when you open, it should be appear in list view. So you'll be able to add a new line over here. Okay, so this will be just like good book. I'll be adding good content. Useful and nice. Okay, so you'll be able to add these notes in the list view. Okay, again, I'm saving. Next, we'll be having a one-to-many field. Actually, one-to-many field is used to display the existing relation between a record on the current model and multiple records from another model. Okay, So I'll be moving to, yeah, this contact form. Here we'll be having a contact. So moving to contacts, and I can update that information to over here to another model. For example, um, suppose if you're adding a one to many field on the contact model to look at one customer's mini sale order. Similarly, in case of library management, we'll be having different orders where customers or where contacts, different contacts have been taken, many books. So we'll be able to, here we have a new page, or we'll be able to add new tab from here directly. And under this new page, let me remove this from view. Okay, so under this one, here I'm labeling, say, borrowed books. Okay, and I can add this one to many field over here. So here I'll be adding the borrow orders. So you can see that person has the, the contacts that have been taken this particular book, and it's an one to many field. I'll be adding this as book orders. Okay, let's close this. So you can see that information under the uh, borrowed books tab. So in this way as well, we'll be able to add the, you know, the one to many field. Actually, to use this one to many field, two model must have been linked already using a many to one field. Okay, that is, I'm moving to library management. Here will be, see, here there is a many to one field is linked with this order. Okay, then again, one to many relation do not exist independently. Again, a reverse search existing many to one relation is performed. Now moving back to, and then we'll be having tags. So this is similar to many to one that we have been already discussed. And we have relational feeds. Okay, so coming to relational feeds, okay, they are actually used an existing to there is an existing relationship to fetch and display that information from the uh, related record to the current record. Okay, so actually we'll be having borrower, which is a contact. So inside this contact, we'll be having multiple informations like the address, phone number, mobile. All this we can fetch to our this record, to the orders record. Here this phone and email we have been added as separately. So instead of adding separately, it will be directly fetch that information. We can directly fetch from here. So let me update this phone label to uh, as contact number. Okay, I'm closing. It can be an alternative number, something. So what I'm going to do is that, you see, in this Azure Interiors contact, here we'll be having a phone number, uh, mobile, etc. Or here, what I'm going to do is that just adding a related field over here, and I'm going to fetch from the contact, or from the borrower I'm trying to fetch see the phone number. Okay, the phone that is from that particular contact, either phone or mobile. Okay, so this is a related field. Or I can add another related field, which is email. Okay, so this is email, and this field is actually phone. The email has been taken from the contact. So Azure, from Azure's contact, this is a related field. This is also actually a related field. The data from fetch from this borrower information. So this is about the this related field. Again, moving back over here. Yeah, here again we'll be having an HTML. So using HTML will be have the ability to add the descriptions and all. It's actually a kind of field where you can add descriptions. Here is a widget of it, HTML. It can be add an HTML text or a multi-line text for SMS widget. For multi-line text with a text emoji or multi-line text. That is, this is actually similar to multi-line uh, text, and you can add the tooltip. This here I'll be adding, um, you know, uh, description for book orders. Okay. So the visibility will be different. The widget is just like how the data represent will be different. And here the placeholder default value can be set. So the visibility and forward visibility can be set up. And I'm saving. Now you can find over here, this is the uh, field description for book, and that can be added over here. So over here you can add the text. That is all the structures that simply default provided by Odoo can be accessed from here as well. That is separated column, headings, checklists, cards, or widgets. Then AI tools and basic logics. These things can be added for uh, making a descriptive text. Moving to the partner information Azure. Here you will be having different smart tabs. Also, Odoo enable us to add this smart tab. So again, moving back to the contacts module, I am opening one of the contact module and toggle the studio. So here you'll be having the ability to add the smart tab. So clicking on it will allow you to add the smart tabs. So here I'm adding a button, my books, and here can add the borrower orders. Okay, so those orders can be available over the when you move to close, and here you can see my books information. So all such book orders we can find under the smart tab. Okay, and moving back to the library management module, if I want to add any button over this form view, toggle again, here we have an add a button option. Again we'll be having the add a button option. So this will allow you to add the smart tabs, and this will allow you to add button. So here I need to add a button over here, and so clicking on that button, the action need to be done. So that can be applied using run a server method or call a method. If you run a server method, you can add any of the server actions, and if it is a call a method, okay, you can add which method need to be run, so that you have to add over here. So let's see an example using run a server action. So first let's create a server action. I'm closing and moving to settings. Under technical, you will be having the ability to create the server actions. Into server action, here I'm creating a server action. Say add followers. Okay. So here we'll be having different type of server actions to be done in order to update the record, create activity, or the send email, send SMS, add follow, etc. So you can add multiple records, server actions like this, and you can add that server action in the button action. So here I'm adding add follower is the type, and I'll be applying it on our library orders, which is the orders, and here I'm adding the follower. So let me add demo, mark demo, my company mark demo, and I'm adding say Joel Willis as the follower. Okay, so moving back to the library module, and let's add a button. Okay, adding a button. Add followers. Here I'm using that server action. Yeah, before that, into settings, technical again. Open that server action. Add follower. So first we have to create the contextual action in order to display an option in the more uh, top menu in order to run this action. First we have to create the contextual action, then only this will be appear in that action button to generate this particular add follower action. So moving back to library, open our order. Currently we can see here we have Michelle Edmund is the follower, who is the creator, that is a responsible person. Now let's toggle studio and add a button to add followers. Okay, then here what should be the button do? It should run in server action, and what is the should that particular server action, that is add follower. Now you can get that action over here and you can confirm. So you see add followers is applied over here. Similarly, in order to update the operations, in order to update several operations, we can add such buttons on the model. Okay. So yeah, now here it is only one follower. As I'm click on add follower option, at that time now you can see the follower count is updated to 3, and you can add the info. You can see that the Joel Willis in the mark demo has been added as follower. Again, when you look into the actions button, here also you will get that action, the server action add followers. Again, in the list view as well, under the action, you will be having such server actions. Okay. Now, moving to setting approvals on the button. So for that, let me show you. In the sales module, we'll be able to set up uh, approvals on buttons. So setting approvals on button help to control action like confirming orders or submitting requests, etc. So moving to quotations, and I'm trying to create a new quotation over here. Here I'm creating to deco edit. So on confirming to sale order, we require um, an approval from the admin person. If we provide the percentage of discount is greater than a particular value. So let's see. So for that, I'm adding the toggle, and on the confirm button, I can set up approvals. Okay, here as I'm adding approval, you can set who are the approvers. So I said mob demo as a approver, and I can set the approver group from here. Then if I need to notify the to which people I need to notify, that can be added, and this is a description that should be appear. uh, Need to confirm by approval. And if you want to add multiple approval, you can click on add step. So this time I'll be setting as Michelle admin, and again you can set up the approver group, and also there is two approvers are there. You can also set exclusive approval as well. That is, this user approve this step will not be able to approve the other step for the same record. Okay. So here you can see there will be two approval have been set over here. One is demo and other is Michelle. And I need to set condition. So that condition can be set over here. There is a filter option to set condition on rule. So here actually we will set the condition like discount percentage is greater than this much. So before that, let me go to the configuration and enable the discount feature. Okay, then only we'll be able to get that discount line on the order line. So moving back to the Toggle Studio, on the button, we set the approval as the discount. So instead of that, just take the uh, order line. Okay, within the order line, we'll be having a field discount percentage. So if the discount percentage is greater than or equal to 50 percentage, then only approval might be required, or will be provided as 30 percentage, which is greater than 30 percentage. Then these two people will get approve the quotation to become the sale order. Okay, so I'm saving. So there is an order have been set. Here you can see approval is the, let me move to it. See, there is two approval is required, and this is the approval message we have been applied. Let's close this and create a new quotation for the customer Azure interior. And here the product has been added, and 10 percentage is a discount provided. So on clicking confirm button, it will be directly moved to sale order. I'm again creating one more to Azure interior itself. This time I'll be providing a 60 percentage of discount, and I'm saving and I'm trying to confirm. So you can see an approval is missing. Here you can see one has been approved, that is Michelle has been approved, and there is one for waiting to approve, that is once demo has been approved, then only it will become the sale order. So two approval is required. Also you can see there is one activity has been automatically created for acknowledging mark demo to grant the approval for this sale order. Okay, so in this way we'll be able to set up the uh, button approval. So this will help actually to ensure an authorization to complete such key actions. So before going to that, we have a default document layout. over here. So clicking on the configure your document layout allows you to set up the default layout for the quotations and your report. It can be in light, so you can see the information in this method. That is, there is a logo, customer details, and the invoice number. So whatever the information we have been added, including that document, that will be appear in this way. And if it is box, you can see that details would be arranged in a box format, and you'll be having bolded format and a stripe format. With 18, it has been introduced a bubble, wave, and folder layouts. So bubble will be uh, an advanced way of representing the data, and you can see the wave and folder layout. So if we arrange the layout in this way, you can have the default document layout, and this is a background. It can be blank. You add an demo logo, and a custom logo can be added. So background image you can add it from here. So I keep it as empty, and it's in bubble format. The text can be changed to roboto or open sans or railway, so that can be add over here. Okay, then this is the logo that can be your logo that should be printed on the report, and this colors of headers, okay, that can be added over here. So this will be automatically taken if you upload the logo. Based on that, the colors will be automatically identified by Odoo. And this is the address that is actually visible over here. And you'll be having the tagline. Uh, Sell more. So this is a tagline that you can appear over here under the logo. So this will be different for each of the uh, layout. So for light, boxed, uh, and for light you can see the tagline is over here, but for box it will be in the footer, and for bold also in footer. Again for stripe it will be under the logo, it is in the header, and for bubble and wave and for folder it's in the header. So the actual thing is that based on this layer, the where the tagline should appear will be different. And this is a footer information that you can see over here, and the paper format that also you can set up. And here I'm saving this. So this is how the default document layout can be set up. On this, we'll be able to do the customization. So moving back to our sales module, and here if I'm moving to the toggle section, and that is Toggle Studio, and here we'll be having the ability to create and edit the new reports. So currently we have the PDF report, performer invoice, and quotation order under this model sale.order. Okay, if we require, we'll be able to create a new quotation. So when we open this, you will be having three layouts, or there are three types of layouts that Odoo Studio provide. That is external with a business header and footer, and internal with a minimal header and footer, and blank in the sense there will be no footer and header. So in external, actually the header displays the company's logo and its name and address. When report uses light bubble or folder layout, the tagline also appears in the header, and footer displays the value set in the footer field of the document layout, default document layout, and the page number. Okay, again for reports with the layout boxed, the tagline appear box for boxed and bolded, the tagline appear in the footer as we just see earlier. And for internal, we'll be having a minimal footer and header. That is, the header displays the user's account data and time, the company's name, etc., and the address, page number, etc. There will be no footer. Okay, and for blank, that is the third one. So this has neither a header nor a footer. So there are three types of report you can generate. And when you click on the external, you'll get the format like this, and you'll be having that logo, the company tagline, the company address block, and information block, where you can see the source address, and then here the data you can add. So using different the options available, you can update that. So moving back to the reports, to a PDF report, you can see the information, more information like your sale order reference, issue date, expiration, Incoterm, salesperson, and the description details that is actually appear on it. Okay, so I'm closing this and let me open this. So here, um, I need to mention a track number that the sale order has been delivered to the customer. So I'm going to add an you know a text field over here. Okay, so this defines the track number. Okay, or you can mention this is a delivery track number. Okay, so this can be I can take into my uh, report. So moving back to report here in the sales report, you can either add it over here. So I'm just keeping over here as a delivery check number. And I'm adding a slash over here. Then clicking on the report tools, we have dynamic tables and fields. So this time I'll be using fields, and which field I need to add is the truck number. Okay, and insert, so that will be added to over here. I can make it bot, so when I'm choosing this, you'll be able to update it. Okay, so on saving this and closing, as I'm adding the truck number over here, maybe TR23, sorry, 2534. I'm saving and I'm trying to take the print of the card. So you'll get the downloaded PDF document where you can see the delivery truck number over here. So in this way, you can add by using that slash field. Every field on this particular form can be taken to the report. Also, you will be able to add columns and all. Okay, moving to reports, open this PDF card report, and you can define the printed paper format and the name of your report. Okay, also you can reload from attachment, enable reload from attachment. And if you want to add any information more than this regarding the salesperson details, other than this information block, you can add that data in a column if required. Okay, that is, you can add see the tables using dynamic table, or you'll be having the insert table option over here. And also this is also again a table, and here you can see this is a product actually. So instead of description, I'll be updating the relabeling the name as product, and if required I can add the here you can see plus option to insert left and right, that is column can be inserted, and here you can see at the right side a column has been inserted, or also you can delete it if required. So in this way you'll be able to add the columns. Again, there is an option, uh, here you can see the further information like terms and condition, and the payment should also be transmitted, that payment communication, physical position remarks, and the computation. So all those information will be taken over here. Okay, and here you'll be having edit sources option. So in case of any changes you can made in the XML, you can do it from here. Okay, so you'll be having the XML files, you can receive it from here and you can make appropriate changes and close. Now we look into how the printed report name will be changed. So moving to the reports again, here we can say a report has been customized, or we can create a new or uh, update that, as we are seeing just earlier. So here in the more button you can find the printer report name. So here you can see the name as object.state is in draft or send, and the quotation percentages, then comes the object.name. Okay, or order again object.name. So in case of quotation, the name will be quotation, then object.name, that is the sale order number. If it is in confirm order, it will be print the report name as order, then comes the sale order number. So if you want to change that, you can change. For example, I'm closing this and sorry, moving back to the reports itself. Let me take a duplicate of it. Okay, so here it is, and I'm changing it to cot. And here in the more info, what I'm going to do is that I'll be adding, instead of quotation, I'll be update as cot. Then over here again, I'll be adding PDF. So what will happen is that while you're taking the printout, the in quotation stage, the name of the printer format or printer report will be cot, then order number, then comes PDF. Okay, so let's save this and move back to report. And again, one more thing is that when you open that cart report, you'll be having show in print menu. So when you enable this, then only the report will be print when you try to print the report. Here you will be having a new report which is cart. Okay, so let's print it. So it's in quotation stage. So printer name will be cart, then sale order number, then comes period. And when you open this, you will get the same report, but the name of the report will be caught, then comes the order number, then PDF. Okay, so in this way, you will be able to set up the name for your newly created reports. So we have covered a lot of ground, from creating a brand new application using Studio to exploring various field types, adding buttons, smart tabs, implementing automation rules to streamline the workflow, setting approvals on button, customizing reports and views without writing codes. Whether you are just getting started or looking to fine tune your existing process, Studio exactly offers a powerful tool to adapt Odoo to your exact requirement without writing a single line of code. I hope today's session give you a clear understanding of how to leverage Odoo Studio to its full potential. If you have any questions or would like a deeper dive into any specific topic, feel free to reach out at odoo@cybrosys.com.